By car on the motorway, the journey between Vilnius and Minsk takes a couple of hours. But these 176 kilometers are, in reality, a very long way. This is the boundary for a free university life, for students eager to learn, for an international degree with academic freedom. However, there is a democratic detour.
A lot of teachers have academic freedom here, which they don't really experience in Belarus. Over here, you have to develop yourself first in order to, to succeed in the classes. So it's a different kind of education, definitely.
You know what to expect from this country, and I believe that in some years there will be changes, and maybe I could bring these changes personally. Maybe little changes, but maybe.
The Belarusian authorities closed the university in 2004. The university, students and lecturers moved in exile to Vilnius in Lithuania the next year. The reason for the closure was that the authorities needed the building the university was housed in, and that the EHU was becoming too Western-oriented.
We achieved a lot. In 10 years' time, I hope with support of our international donors, trust fund, involvement of international community in this great project, university will affect, influence situation in Belarus even to a great extent.
The EHU is the only Belarusian university which offers 1,800 students from Belarus an international higher education based on academic freedom. It is also the only private university in the history of Belarus which, despite pressure from the authorities, has maintained its independence.
Our students are deliberately chosen our university because they have terrible dilemma. Either they will get education under strict control of Belarusian ideology, and it is shamanism but not education, or they will get proper education, and they do care about their own future.
By studying at the EHU, Katsiarina and Artyom have risked their future in Belarus. To be a lecturer or a student at the EHU involves a personal risk and the danger of reprisals.
It's just not so difficult to discuss. You can just interrupt him during the lecture, but in Belarusian State University, for example, it's pretty difficult. You just listen and write, and no questions.
With all of the imperfections of EHU here, due to the fact that it's a young university in exile, EHU remains to be the best alternative to any higher school establishment in Belarus due to the absence of any ideology pressure that you do experience when you're there.
Today, the European Union, the Nordic Council of Ministers, 13 European governments, the USA and several funds are the main benefactors of the EHU. To raise money for the university and students, the EHU Trust Fund was established in 2008 on the initiative of the European Union Commission. The Nordic Council of Ministers administers this fund and ensures that it shall be transparent and effective to give money to the EHU. The goal is that one day the university can return to a Belarus which respects the principles of academic freedom, and that all those educated at the EHU can contribute to the development of their own country.
In Vilnius, the university is able to work on the basis of European values and standards, and I'm quite sure that somewhere in the future the university will return to Belarus and will then be able to bring those values back to Belarus.
For many democratic states outside Belarus, it is unacceptable to have a university in exile in Europe and in the world. Because this is a reality, the university needs all the support it can get. Through its work, the university contributes to the development of democracy in the region. at the same time as it creates the conditions for the democratic development of Belarus.
Basically, it's all about supporting democracy, human rights, rule of law on the European continent. And it's part of this whole process that EU would like and hopes that Belarus will join the community of European nations which fully respect democracy and human rights.
We're committed to international education around the world, and one of the things that we look at is the EHU program is that it's very important for this part of the world to obviously have the best possible education for its young people.
For the young, courageous students in exile from Belarus, the road from Minsk has already been long and twisted. Only time will show how long the way home will be. With their degrees from the EHU in their luggage, they are an important part of the democratic future of Belarus.